My name's Abi Shapiro. I'm curator at the Hepworth Wakefield, and I'm here to introduce you to Ree Morton, Signs and Gestures at Richard Saltoun Gallery. This is a piece called Regional Piece that Ree Morton made in 1976. She began to incorporate scholastic in her work, which is this material that we can see that's draped around these two landscape canvases. And they reference a sort of tradition of American regionalism in painting at the time that was full of feeling and emotion and tenderness towards the landscape. And there's a sort of sentimentality in these paintings that Morton was really interested in exploring in her work at the time. This is an early work that Ree Morton made around about 1970. At this time, she was studying and thinking about the work of minimalist artists and also post-minimalist artists. And this motif of the grid appears in her work over and over again at this time. And works like this, these sort of larger scale paintings, begin to feel sculptural, and they anticipate the kind of work that she would come to make immediately afterwards. So here we come to a work called Stretcher Piece, and this is a great example of a work from the early 1970s where Morton's beginning to really explore this tension between sculpture and painting. So you can see she's actually painted on her sculptures, but she's also using something that resembles a canvas like a painting to also reference a sculpture. This is a series of 6 works that Morton made called game map drawings. What we see here is a lot of her use of abstraction to gesture towards ideas of places, landscapes, forms. The gallery has assembled a beautiful suite of archival images and reference catalogues. So there's a great opportunity here to see more of the works that she made, but also the kinds of catalogues that she was included in. And it gives an excellent example of the different kinds of group shows, the different kinds of retrospectives that Morton had, and the kind of context for her work. In the exhibition here, you'll see 2 portraits. They're really important for Morton's later oeuvre, and Morton was really interested in the representation of love. And the portraits represent a prince and a princess, and so Morton's thinking about kind of romantic love in these portraits. And it's a good example of the sort of decorative direction that her work was taking at the time before her life was sadly cut short when she died from an automobile accident in 1977.